Hey, great Sunday morning, everyone. How are you today? Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, and we're in for our Sunday recharge edition of our 15 Minutes to Mastery. On Sunday, we take a little slower. Not really. All right. On Sunday, we take some time to think of what went right last week, what went wrong last week, what could we adjust, what can we improve on, what can we double down on that actually worked out so that this coming week can be even better, because you need to take some time to think through the week that was so that you can plan out the week ahead. And if you are not the type of person that plans out your week, well, nobody says you can't live, right? You made it to this point. All we're saying is that you just aren't as effective if you don't know what you're after. How can you hit a target that you don't even see? And the only way you're going to see is by planning out the week ahead and then working towards that, having the right plan. But today, and just like each and every day, we start out with a quote. We start out with some sort of phrase, something that will help us get focused on the day, help us really just get the day started off right. So we do this each and every morning at 8:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. And today we've got a little quote here from Zig Ziglar. And the quote says this: making a big life change is pretty scary. But you know what's even scarier? Regret. Making a big life change is pretty scary, but you know what's even scarier? Regret. That's what's even scarier. Living a life of regret that you did not go after the things that you wanted to get accomplished, that you didn't put in the effort, that you didn't take the risk in going after what you said you wanted to do. All right. Now, that could also be, if you're in manufactured home sales, not going all out and helping as many families as you possibly could, right? And having a good week and then letting your foot off the gas and then having a bad month, or having a great month, or having a great 2 or 3 months. Maybe you had a great year. Maybe 2023 was your best year so far. And then now we're starting off March, today, March 3rd, and maybe you're behind pace. Maybe you let your foot off the gas, right? And so what happens is, as you start going backwards, you start regretting what you did 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when you notice that, man, I stopped doing this, I stopped doing that, and whatever it may be that got in the way of your progress. So making that big life change can be pretty scary, right? I give you the example of my leaving the retail sales world of manufactured homes to start this training company. This was something that was on my mind for about 3 years before I actually even took the leap and said, you know what, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. And I will always remember when that moment was. And that was December of 2022, when I just finally decided, had that conversation with the family, had a conversation with my wife, and said, this is what I need to do, because if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it. And it was a pretty scary decision for us to make, for me to make, and for us to make that huge change. And believe you me, since then, and in April 2023, when I left, being a general manager on a retail sales store here in San Antonio to start this, those first 6 months, I will continue to tell you, those first 6 months were very, very scary, not knowing if this was even going to work, because it wasn't working, or in essence, not working in the sense of it wasn't bringing in money at all. $0,000 in the first 6 months. That was it, man. That was it. And since then, we have been blessed. Since then, things have been turning and moving in the right direction. But it doesn't mean that it started putting in the work in the last 4 months. Believe me, we've been putting in the work since day one, actually even before that, in preparing to get started in April. And since April, every single day, 7 days a week, they've been putting in the work. Today, this morning, same thing. Got up early, got some work done that needed to get done, so that I can do the things that I need to do, be able to get to church later this morning here in a couple hours, right? But it's every day. It's every day. Because living with regret is even scarier, just like Zig Ziglar said. So I'd rather not live with that regret of, man, did this work? Or I didn't do this. I didn't try this. I wish I would have done that. And then taking that with me to my deathbed, to the grave, is just not something that I was willing to do. And because we put in work, that's what's gotten us to the point that we're at now. And they're constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly improving to be able to continue on that path. So I ask you, what are some of the life changes that you are making in your career? Think about that today, Sunday, March 3rd. Stop and ask yourself, what are some of the life changes that I am personally making in my career that could be considered pretty scary? Okay. If you're a housing consultant, what changes are you making so that you can step up and become a sales manager or a general manager for your company? Or maybe it means that you're going to move on to a different company because the opportunities are there. But what changes are you making? You need to take those in consideration because there will always have to be changes. That's the only thing that's constant is change. Whatever you've done up until now has gotten you to where you're at. You're not going to go to the next level. You're not going to get that promotion. You're not going to move up if you do not make some sort of other changes. Where you're at is a product of what you've done. And what you continue to do, the changes you continue to make are what's going to get you to where you want to be or not. The lack of changes will keep you where you're at. So ask yourself, take inventory of that. What are some of the life changes that I've made in my career, that I'm currently making, and that I need to make in order to become that person that I need to be in order to hit the level that I'm trying to get to? Or if it's that you want to start a business, right, and it's something that you're going to start on the side, what are the changes that you're making right now in your life to be able to get that business started? What preparations have you made for that? Okay. And then what you got to do is you got to think about the amount of work that it's going to take in order to do that. And you got to 10x that. Whatever amount of work you think you got to put in, you got to do 10 times that amount of work. You're going to just have to put in that much more effort in order to make it happen. Believe me, folks, there is no instant overnight successes. All right. What you see online, what you see, on Instagram and everything else, it's not true. If you're going to build something and something of substance, something that is providing value, something that's going to be long lasting, it takes work. It's going to take a whole lot more work than what you thought it was going to take. And you have to be dedicated to that work, because if you're not, it's not going to go and you're going to think, that stuff doesn't work. I'm sorry to tell you, but what's not working is you. It's the truth. Don't be mad. Don't be pissed at me. Don't get offended, but it's the truth. If it's not working, it's that you're not working. Because if you're putting in the work, if you thought of what needed to get done and you actually started to put in the work behind it, the full amount of work that it takes, the full amount of dedication it takes, the focus, the discipline, the consistencies, it will work. It won't be immediate. It's not going to be, you don't go into it thinking, man, next week it's going to be bringing in all this. It's not. But you've got to be dedicated to the work so that you don't live with that regret, because you do not want to live with regret. All right? You do not want to live with regret. Make it happen. Take the risk, put in the work, make it happen. It's that simple. It's that simple. But making those life changes may seem pretty scary. But as Zig Ziglar said, living with regret is going to be even scarier. And the thing is this: you won't experience that regret right now. You're going to experience that regret years from now when that day comes. And so that's why some people give themselves the pass. They think that, man, it's okay. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. But they're not thinking to their future. And that's one of the things I'll tell you, when I started thinking about this really long and hard over the last 6 months of 2022, I started to feel that regret already. I was thinking of, what is it going to be like when I get to that point in my life where I'm reaching the end and I realize that I did not do the things that I wanted to, and I was not willing to live with that regret. And that's what you need to do as well. Don't be willing to live with that regret. Think of what that regret is going to feel like. Think of what you're going to be thinking that day. Think of what it's going to be like and what you're going to be telling yourself and how you're going to be kicking yourself in the butt because you did not go after what you said you wanted to accomplish. Do it now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year. Today, Sunday, March 3rd, start to put in the work. Because you can't get away from the work. You will not be able to sidestep the work. The work is what it takes. And that's why we continue to grow. We continue to build. That's why we continue to develop new programs and think of new things as we grow and as we're proving ourselves. Right now, believe me, I understand. Even though I've got 14 years of experience in manufactured home sales, I've got 30 years of experience in home building. All right. I started in the site built industry as a designer in 1993. That's exactly 30 years from now, 30 years ago. I started in the residential home construction business in 1993, 30 years of experience. And even with all that experience of designing homes, building homes, selling manufactured homes the last 14 years, knowing how they get built, knowing what I know, I still also realize that I'm only 11 months old when it comes to the sales training and sales consulting and business consulting side of things. So that doesn't get lost on me. So that what I mean by that is I still now have to prove myself, just like in 1993, I had to prove my skills as a designer. And then in the late 90s, I had to prove myself as a builder. And then in mid 2000s, 2009, when I got into manufactured home sales, I had to prove myself as far as what I could do as far as manufactured home sales are concerned. And then again, as I've gone along over those years, prove myself as an operations manager, sales manager, as a general sales manager, as a general manager, building teams, teaching people how to. Every time you have to prove yourself. Well, we're in that stage right now of proving ourselves at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, that we can help you, that we can help the retailers, the communities, the housing consultants, the factories, the lenders, that we can help you guys improve and get to that next level. Because what we want is we want this industry to be considered at the same line of respect, at the same type of echelon as a site built, as the site built industry. But it means that we've got to improve ourselves. So that's why we at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery keep developing new programs, keep thinking of new ways to bring you even more value. We're not just telling you, hey, it's about the process. Of course it's about the process. Of course it's about the process. Of course it's about the marketing. Of course it's about the calls. Yes, we know that. And we're not bringing you that. That's why I know a lot of people get confused. Like, well, we already know what it takes. Yes, you know what it takes, but that's part of what we do. Because what we've done is we've developed all these programs based around the way that people think and make decisions to buy homes. And that's what we bring to the table. We bring this fire, this passion, this love for this industry, and this love to make an impact in your life and your business. So that's why we've also put together this new. I've been asked, man, quite a bit, especially when I was in Louisville, and that's why since then, over the last 6 weeks, I started thinking, how can I do this? How can I do this? Started getting asked there, like, what do you have online? Do you have a virtual class? And I'll be honest with you, I'm nervous about this virtual class event, because it's less hands-on. And to me, I think you need to have the hands-on experience. But, we're bringing this to you because we know it makes it convenient and in hopes that then we can do something in person. So I'm excited to let you guys know about our sales summit or sales supercharged summit that we're having in 2 weeks, March 15th. All right. So 12 days from now, you got 12 days to get ready, get prepared. It's an all-day event, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. March 15th, Friday, we're going to have our first ever live, exclusive, live virtual training event where we're going to bring you some of these new types of techniques, new sales techniques on marketing, on the phones, on sales process, on overcoming objections. Bringing that to you. We're going to work. We've got 2 levels. General admission, we've got our VIP. The VIP right now, folks, today, I'm telling you, today at midnight goes away as far as where you can get the elite VIP for only $100. You've got to go right now to the website, manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com/summit, and use the code. All right. Use the promo code VIP100. You use that at the checkout. You'll be able to get the elite VIP access for only $100. That's less than the general access, but you got to do it now. All right. You've got to be able to do it now. So I invite you to get that done so that you can take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level with us at our Sales Supercharged Summit going on March 15th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, live, virtual, online. And if you can't be there because it's a Friday and you're not going to be able to take the day off, whatever it may be that whatever it's going to get in the way, that's okay because you're going to have access to the recording, especially as a VIP, you'll get lifetime access. If you do the general, you get 2 weeks of access. All right. With the elite VIP, you're getting a whole bunch of extras. Go to the website right there and you'll see the difference between the two. And after today, folks, after midnight today, general access goes to $149. Elite VIP goes to $249. You can get the elite VIP right now for $100 if you're one of the first 50 people. Big shout out to Brian Lawrence in Florida for signing up his whole team just this morning. Appreciate the opportunity, sir. We're going to definitely do well for you and the 4 folks that you got signed up this week. I appreciate that very much. And everyone else who signed up, thank you as well. All right. We appreciate the opportunity. We know we've got to prove ourselves. We know that what we're bringing you is value. We know that what we're bringing you is going to help you take your career to where you want it to be and beyond. And not only are we helping you from a business standpoint, we're helping you from the life standpoint as well. We're going to help you become better, not just in business, but in life. That's what we're about here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery because we truly care. So take advantage of that right now. Go to the website, manufacturedhomesalesmastery.com/summit. Get signed up for our summit, our Sales Supercharged Summit. Say that fast 15 times. All right. So that you can be a part of it at March 15th. And that way we can begin to work together and help you take your business, your life, and your career to a whole new level. And as always, folks, enjoy your Sunday. All right. Plan out the week ahead. And like I always like to say, I can't wait to meet you. You guys have a great one.